For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Lots of enthusiasm around that presentation of the Star-Spangled Banner. And we've got plenty more coming up. Stay tuned. Well, the weekend obviously is in full swing, and so is the NBA. Hey, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin, if you'll allow a DC kid to be a little parochial right now, while there are some basketball hotbeds throughout the world, Prince George's County in the heart of Maryland is among the finest. A litany of NBA players have come from PG, including Kevin Durant, Victor Oladipo, Markelle Fultz, Michael Beasley, and Quinn Cook. KD said, "It's just in the water. This is what we do." Guys?
Great stuff as always, DA. Thanks. And a look at the starters for the Pistons. He's out there with Green. Then it's Chris Middleton. Then it's Plumlee. And it's Tice in at power forward. And for the Knicks, Powell is out there with Cunningham. Then it's Robinson. Then it's Julius Randle. And it's Barrett at the 3 spot. It'll be the Knicks off the tip. Here is Cunningham. Down low. And the dunk by Robinson.
That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
Barrett against Middleton. Well, fans can be impatient, Greg, especially for the fans of teams that are slow to start a season.
And Kevin, the media as well.
Right,
I played in New York, and you know, in that town, you go big or you get talked about, no doubt about it. But with the way things have evolved now, and every team is a national team because every game's televised, it's starting to happen more in some of those smaller markets as well. It's just a harsh reality of pro sports.
Here's Barrett following the basket by Chris Middleton. Clock at 6. Randle kicks to Cunningham. They get it back, and Robinson throws it down hard.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
You know, this is one of his specialties, keeping plays alive, creating second chance opportunities.
New York shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
At the line for 2.
That's good from Cunningham. And so Cunningham nails both of them. The Pistons have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Knocked away. Here's Powell. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Passes it to Tice. Middleton on the wing. Barrett covering. And Tice throws it down.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
And Barrett gets it to go.
They have really found a rhythm here early. 4 for 5 to start this game.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Middleton on the wing, 20 feet out. Tries again. Robinson with the block, but he stays with it. Here's Plumlee. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Reason why, lack of focus, lack of communication, which led to second chance points.
Now here's Powell. It's rebounded by Tice.
Missed opportunity, wide open from mid-range. He would love to get that one back.
Now Barrett pushing it up, and no one back to stop him. And Barrett slams it in.
Great activity there from Barrett. When he ups his intensity on defense, he's a difference maker.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
And just trying to get some traction offensively. Boy, it hasn't been pretty.
You know, this is a good time to maybe switch up your strategy a little bit. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect a different result.
Now here's Wright. And the pass to Hayes. Three-pointer. Here's Okafor. Some solid defense from Robinson.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's Barrett. No luck, they battled on the glass, but could. Knock it down. And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for Detroit. 6-point game. Pass to Hayes. Guarded by Powell. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Cunningham passes to Robinson. Barrett with the ball. It's tipped.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And it's Wright missing. New York leading by 4. Here's Randall. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
I wonder if Randall even felt that contact. So strong in the upper body.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. For New York, they've gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Now here's Wright. Not a lot of room. He feeds it to Okafor. Just 3 on the clock. The shot comes out. And so it's New York in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And we'll be back with you shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
They've got Norman Powell. Robinson is out there with Randall. Then it's R.J. Barrett. That's the 5 for New York right now.
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
They're doing it by building it out, step by step, valuing each possession.
Now here's Wright. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Robinson with the block. And they're moving it up. Trying to get open is Randall. That one, no good. Now the Pistons take it the other way. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
And as fans and broadcasters, we're not permitted to hear the specifics in these huddles.
No, we're left to infer from the adjustments we see on the floor.
So New York going with almost an entire new group here. JaVale McGee's checked in for Robinson. Toppin comes in for Randall. Danny Green, he's checked in for Barrett. And it's Ntilikina in for Powell. Daniel Tice is checked in for Detroit. Green comes in for Hayes. Greg, one of your former teammates, John Starks, would get under a guy's skin on the court. He's like a nuisance, but really opposite off the floor, away from the game.
I tell you, Kev, John's got a heart of gold, and anybody that knows him is going to be a fan of the person. John is as good a friend as I can ever recall having.
The Pistons making a change here. Plumlee's checked in, right outside. Pass to Grant. Back to Wright. Shot clock at 6. Back to Grant. Shoots it up. Nice shot from the wing. Grant's got his first points of the game.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
And it's good for 2. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Wright looking around. Chris Middleton's checked in for Grant. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile 1 block?
The defensive awareness, the timing, when you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
Here's Middleton. Knicks with the rebound.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
And GA Chris Middleton over his career much improved on the defensive end.
A true two-way player. I tell you, that 6'11" wingspan helps. Able to use that length to bother shots and disrupt passes.
Plumlee trying to break loose. It'll go, and the Knick lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket for Middleton.
And this is what Middleton does, hit trades. He's one of the best in the league at helping his team space the floor.
Good on the three-point shot. 5 points in the game.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Hey, players love competition, and the fans love it as well.
Now here's Middleton. 5 points in the game. Tice, no one around him. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the Knicks. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. The Pistons have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. McGee with the block. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. To the right side. Quickly, guarded by Wright. But they'll get another chance. There's Green with the three. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots. Pistons trail by 12. On the wing, Green. Tice has got some room. And again, it's the Pistons missing. For New York, they've gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. Green deciding where to go with it. At the top of the key, Toppin. Out to the right wing. Clock is at 3. Ntilikina can't hit.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
The Knicks leading by 12. Quickly, defended by Middleton. Great D that time from Middleton.
Having a shaky time from the floor, but his teammates have been picking up the slack.
Wright dishes to Green. Green with the block.
Good shot blocker for his size. Danny showing great timing right there.
And Toppin throws it down.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Here's Wright. Following the score by New York. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Middleton outside. Sinks the triple. Middleton's got 6 here in this quarter.
And this is Middleton's game. He's thinking of shooting it even before the pass hits his hands.
No good on that one. Plumlee with some nice D. Green kicks to right. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
Great timing. That can be the difference between an assist and a turnover.
And so it's New York ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Dwayne. What are you looking at for the second half after seeing what happened in the first?
Well, defensively, we got to get stops. We got to get them out the boards and box out. Again, we got to meet their aggression with our aggression offensively. And offensively, we can't let the ball stick. We got to get the ball moving and hopping around the horn and make them move their feet.
Case, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. Well, for New York. And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team.
They've really worked the inside well. Wow. Perfection. They're getting a lot out of the offense from the paint. And when you're that effective inside, Ernie Kenny.
And that's a
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Without question, Chris Middleton displaying his skills today.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last two quarters.
On the court for the Pistons, we've got Hayes. Daniel Tice out there with Plumlee. Then it's Green, and it's Middleton in at the small forward position. Robinson with the block. They kick it out to Green. Shoots over Powell. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go.
Ooh, they've come out ice cold to start this half. 3 misses and as many attempts.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they've stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
And it's Mason Plumlee with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
Stewart's checked in for Detroit. Grant comes in for Daniel Tice. New York leading by 12. Here is Cunningham. And then Cunningham slams it in.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
The Knicks shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Here's Powell and the dunk by Powell.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Yes, when it's going good, it feels easy. These are the nights you relish, but they're tough to replicate.
Looking to end the run, and it's good on the way in.
Relentless on the offensive glass, and then you love the finish.
Knicks have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Barrett kicks to Cunningham. Randall passes to Barrett. Second shot opportunity, and that's 2 points on the layup. Barrett's got 8 points.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Middleton outside. Back to Hayes. Robinson with the block. Here's Barrett. And Barrett slams it in.
What a beautiful look. Randall continues to round out his game in the prime of his career.
And so Grant will bring it up for Detroit. They trail by 18. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of them next in Minneapolis. That will conclude their brief two-game road trip. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint. And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Then for the Pistons, Okafor comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Wright in for Green. Quickly, guarded by Wright. Toppin can't get it to go. Pistons trailed by 16. And the foul on Avery Bradley. That is his first foul of the game. Well, Smitty, you were a player with versatility and length. How much fun would you have had with today's style of play?
I think, Kevin, I was a guy that kind of played 1 through 3 at 6'8". But nowadays, I could have played 1 through 5. I would have loved playing the 5 position. Reason why, I could have got my shot off at any time I wanted. And the three-point shot, Kevin, you can take 10, 12 three-pointers. I would have loved that.
Toppin.
Sky high, one of his advantages as an undersized forward.
Here's Wright. 1:30 left in the third quarter. Okafor against Green. Okafor dishes to Grant. Shot clock at 5. Here's Hayes. Rebound by Jang.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Bradley kicks to Green. Quickly, covered by Hayes. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Detroit making a switch here. Tice is checked in. Pistons trailed by 19. Wright outside. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Looking for Tice. He gets it there. Here's Hayes. From outside, off the mark.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. The Knicks shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for Detroit. 29 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Now here's Hayes, guarded by Bradley. To end the run. Rebound by Jang.
He's having a tough quarter scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
And Toppin throws it down.
As soon as he had the ball in his hands, he put the pressure on the defense and found the opening.
Now here's Grant from deep. And the last second attempt does not go in for him.
Coming after like a pit bull, Danny will get in your shirt and stop you cold.
And so it's New York, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. They've got Toppin. He's out there with Gorky Dang. Green out there with Avery Bradley. That's the 5 for New York right now. The Pistons shooting only 27% from the field, looking pretty ugly out there. Right, the pass to Grant. Hayes with it. Now Plumlee. The feed to Grant. And the dunk by Grant.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? Well, players now, Steve, seem to have a lot more power to demand a trade. Talk about what that does for the future of small market teams.
You know, Kevin, I think, let's be honest, it makes it tougher for the small market teams. The one solution, I think, is if you have a team that is very close-knit, if you get the right superstar and he's happy, if you have a chance to maybe win a championship, that keeps those stars in place.
And there's typically going to be some space when you're out in transition and you do just kind of venture out to that three-point line.
New York calls timeout.
Let's see if Coach can get them back on the right track.
Because right now it feels like the pace is being dictated to them. They need to go back to playing their brand of basketball.
So New York ends up going with the new group. The Knicks leading by 20. Passes it to Cunningham. It's Barrett on the wing. Off target with his 3. And so Grant will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Kicks it down to Middleton. No good on the triple. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Greg, we are in an era of positionless basketball. And we know the All-Star game now has a 2 backcourt, 3 front court position as opposed to 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center when you're voting. Should they get rid of those designations entirely?
I tell you what, I think you could make a strong case for that. But you go back to last season, many felt Jimmy Butler got robbed of a starting spot. I think, listen, this is the fans' vote. Why not the 5 top vote getters? I don't care if they're 4 guards. If the 5 players that the fans want to see the most play a certain position, then so be it. You know, they're not going to play all 48 minutes. You're still going to have your 7 other spots to kind of balance out the roster. I say just let the fans tell you the 5 they want to see, and let's go play.
2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Born in Toronto, Barrett joins a talented group of Canadians who have entered the NBA ranks.
Stewart's checked in for the Pistons. Both shots good from the stripe. And here's Hayes. Outside, Green. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. That shot wide open.
And he's not going to miss those very often. Even from deep, the D has to close out a little stronger on him.
Cunningham sinks that one from the post.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
And there it is for him.
And that was a big-time finish. Middleton with the strength now to get hit and still complete the play.
Middleton against Barrett. And Smitty, we see the success and the great talent level in the WNBA. Do you ever think we're going to see a woman on an NBA roster?
Well, Kevin, that's a good question. Let's look at the history of the game. We've had 2 women drafted, Denise Long back in 1969 and Lucia Harris in 1977. I will say this, Kevin, I do believe so. I think in my era, there's one player I got a chance to watch and play against that could have played for sure was Cheryl Miller.
And that one misses. The Pistons have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. And the wide open shot from Green. No good with the triple.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
And his rhythm, it's been way off. The goal now might be to get him something easy at the rim so he can just see the ball go in through the net, and that helps.
Here's Stewart. Detroit keeping it alive. A new 14. Goes up again. The Pistons working the ball around now. Great open look there. And here are the Knicks now. Here's Randall. And the basket is good.
One thing we knew Randall could do entering the league, finish inside through contact.
For Detroit, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. They get a hand on it. Middleton with it. There's 1:26 left in the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, here's Stewart. And such a nice move to make the basket work.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Knicks.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Robinson.
And the way he rebounded, he surely was a spark for the team as he was securing everything that came off the iron.
At the line, R.J. Barrett, taking 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And a new group in for the Knicks. JaVale McGee's checked in for Robinson. P.J. Tucker comes in for Randall. Bradley's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Ntilikina in for Cunningham. There's 39 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Mikhailuk. Here's Okafor. The shot's good.
Allowing any room to operate, you know he's going to be aggressive.
And so here is New York. Here's Ntilikina. That one goes in.
And you know they feel good giving their fans a show here while taking care of business.
They're going to win by a nice margin. The effort was there all night.
And here's Bradley from 3. Rebounded by the Pistons. So no problem for New York as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Julius. Now, look, you're banging in the paint, but what do you see from your backcourt?
They do a great job of, they obviously can score the ball, but getting us into things and running the offense very well and leading the team that way.
Well, they led you to a win tonight, Julius. Thank you for your time. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.